What's going on, everybody? Zedin here from a Car Guy's Garage, coming at you on this Saturday. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Wow, time flies when you're having fun, I guess. Just wanted to make a little quick video today. So let's get right to it. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about my Ebrake handles and quickly about powder coat. So Ebrake handles. These are new to me and a Car Guy's Garage. The carbon fiber ones are, I do have metal ones that fit and are pretty much the same, but don't have the carbon fiber inlay. So it's a pretty simplistic design, so to speak. It's got a front and back, they're metal, right? And then the middle here is a carbon fiber inlay. They're all made with real carbon fiber. That's not the fake stuff, okay? That's not wrap. That's real carbon fiber. So this is for the Subarus. So when you buy an Ebrake handle from me, they are not universal. Let me make that very clear. They are not universal. These are specific for the specific car. So if you go to my website and you buy a Subaru one, it is not going to fit your Scion. It's not. So don't try it. It's not going to fit your Mazda. It's not going to fit your Ford. It's not going to fit your Honda. These are designed specifically. They're not universal. I've said that in other videos, and I'll keep saying it again, that certain things, most things that I do are not universal or fit for other vehicles, okay? So this is for the Subaru and the 08s and up. So it's very simple. You remove the rubber and then you slide this over and it'll go all the way down and then it'll eventually stop. There are 2 set screws on either side that you tighten. It is required, it is suggested that you buy an aftermarket button. The stock one may work. I don't know, to tell you the truth, if it will work. Maybe I should know that before making a video, but if you're going to turn around and buy this, you might as well spend the 30 bucks to buy a button as well, just to give it that clean look. So these 2 metal pieces can be powder coated any color. Any color. I have access to over 6,500 colors. If I don't have the color that you want on my website, I do charge a fee to bring in a custom color. But email me, DM me, PM me, whatever, contact me and we'll hash out the details and I'll get you set up perfectly. So if you have a special blue that you got and it's called like Siesta Blue, I don't know if that's a color, but if it is, and you want it on your Ebrake handle and I could get it, I will turn around and buy it, and then I will learn how to spray that color, and then I will be able to match that color to your pieces. Now, of course, these could be powder coated. You can have this one blue and this one red if you really wanted to, right? So that's just one thing that I do a little bit different than other companies turn around and do, is that I give you that customizability, big word, but I can turn around and do that. And then the same goes for my Ebrake buttons as well. Any of the colors on my website, I can turn around and do them. So yeah, there have been a bunch of questions. Obviously the shift boot will go over this little raised up piece there. It's snug. I'm not going to use the word tight, but it's a snug fit for any of the cars that I make it for. And if you don't have a boot, you're going to have to turn around and buy one, because I don't think the Miatas and the Scion, the 05 and 10 TCs, I don't think that they have a boot. Almost got my finger stuck there. I don't think that they have a boot, so you'll have to turn around and source out an aftermarket one. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool. If you like that carbon fiber accent stuff and you don't want the fake stuff, you can get it here for me. So yeah, if you do have any questions, let me know. Post them down below or contact me and I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, these are very, very, I like them. I'm actually going to make myself one for my car. I am. So I think the camera is moving a little bit. Huh. Yeah, it's moved. So anyways, I'm gonna move it there. Live action video. So now let's turn around and talk about my powder coat. I had a bunch of questions that go, Zenon, do you really powder coat more than once if the knob doesn't turn out? Yeah, I do. Okay. When I powder coat something, I want the finish to be as perfect as possible. Unfortunately, for me, I use powder coat. There are some companies out there that might anodize or might actually use automotive paint. If I were to use automotive paint, that'd be so much easier for me, because you'd be able to wet sand it, you'd be able to buff it, you'd be able to polish it, bring it right back up, and you could turn around and make this really, 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 really good finish on a shift knob. But there's a downside to automotive paint. It may not last as long as powder coat. That's why I powder coat. So you might be saying, Zen, why will you do it over and over and over again? See, powder coat is funny. When you're powder coating, if a piece of dust falls on it, it's now in the powder coat. If a particle, if something in the air, whatever, a micron of something falls in it, that's it. It's in that shift knob. So when I powder coat something and I take it out of the oven after it's cool, and I rub my hand on it, I feel for any little imperfections, and then I go over it. And I go over it in different light, and I make sure that it is as best as possible. Now, if there are little minor imperfections, I do one of two things. First thing is I'll just turn around and strip it and just redo it. Or I'll turn around and stick it on my lathe and I'll wet sand. Now, I know earlier I said that you can't wet sand, and typically you can't, but there are some colors that are really, 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 they allow you to wet sand. So I will run certain grades of wet sanding paper over it to try to smooth out those imperfections. Now, if I'm looking at the knob and I go, yep, I can't see where it was before anymore, then I'll high-speed buff it, 3 stages, and then there you go. Your shift knob is done. I have little tips and tricks that I could do after I do all that to really, really, really bring back the shine. But I learned those through, obviously, testing, and I will keep those close to my chest. But pretty much that's what I turn around and do. So when you get a shift knob from me, I try my best to have that smooth, perfect, dust particle, contamination free. Like if you order a red knob and you have black specks in it, I'm not gonna let that fly. Like you won't get that from me. I take care of my powder. You know what? I used to turn around and save what was ever left in my hopper, but now I just turn around and I dump it because I don't want any cross-contamination. I want 0 cross-contamination. So that's just something that I turn around and do. And certain colors, you might not notice it, but like black, if you get white and black, that's it. And vice versa. If you get black and white, you're done. Red, same thing. So there are certain colors that obviously hide it, but then there are other colors that don't. So I do my best. I want to make that very clear to everybody. I do my best to have as perfect finish on the shift knob, but obviously sometimes there may be little minor imperfections, but I do my best in the polishing and wet sanding stages to get rid of them. So yeah, your shift knob may be, it took me 10 tries to do or 15 tries to do. That's just what I turn around and do, unfortunately for me. Now other companies, they may be able to send their stuff out and they could do 100 batches of a shift knob and get 20 of them done in red, 20 in blue, 20 in white, 20 in black, and 20 in purple, and then go through them, and you have better odds when you're turning around and doing 20. When you're only doing 1, because I make each one, let me say that again, I make your shift knob when you order it. It's not sitting on a shelf, which I wish sometimes that I could turn around and just do, but it's not sitting on a shelf. It's done per order. So when you order it, I carve it, shape it, tap it, thread it, do all that stuff, and then I powder coat it. So yeah, it's a little bit of a process. Now I should also, someone asked me, and it was a weird question that I thought. They asked me why there are striations in my metal, especially on the translucent finishes, right? So I could put this up here, but it's probably not going to show you. But you see the little striations in the metal. There are two reasons why I do that. One, I love the look. I love the look of a translucent with those striations. But they also serve a purpose. See, when you're painting something, powder coating something, you need something for that powder to adhere to. You need, even for paint, like when you paint a car, you use a self-etching primer, I believe is what it's called. So it grabs hold of the metal. That's another reason why I have the striations in there, and I do not high-speed polish these knobs, any of them, to a bright, shiny finish. Because someone asked me, they said, why don't you just turn around and polish it so that it's really, really shiny, like chrome, and then powder coat it, because it would be a better finish. Here's why. For me, with all the research I've done, with the professionals that I've talked to, with the message boards that I'm on, and the Facebook pages and all that stuff, you need something for it to adhere to. So if this were to be a bright, shiny finish, and you powder coat it, the powder coat will probably hold for a certain amount of time, but it'll turn around and start to fail. And when it fails, it'll peel like there's no tomorrow. Now, with that being said, if you powder coat like a regular steel and it gets air in it or water or moisture or anything, the same thing will happen, is the powder coat will just chip and you'll be able to flake it off. But as long as everything's cool, like on these stainless steel ones, you should not have that problem, right? You shouldn't. Obviously, I say that, and someone could turn around and email me and be like, hey, Zenon, just so you know, shit happens, right? But that's why you want the striations in the metal, or you want the surface to be a little bit scuffed up. For certain colors, you could just sandblast the thing, and the powder will it'll just stick on there, and it's really, really hard to get off. But on these ones here, the translucents, yeah, you have the striations, and they serve two purposes. One is visual, and then the other one is so that the powder physically has something to stick onto. Because if it doesn't, and you laser engrave it, right? And I know there are people who like to pick at things. If it's just that smooth finish, that's it. You'll be able to pick it right off. So you always want to turn around. It's, I guess, doing the translucents is a little bit more risky than doing a solid color. But, I mean, the translucents are just bomb. I think they're the best shift knobs out there. So yeah, that's just another question that I wanted to answer. So that's it. That's all I got for you today. I don't know how long the video is. It's probably too long. And you have my little hiccup there, but it looks like the camera is following something. I don't know. Maybe there's a ghost. I don't know. But if you guys have any other questions, send them to me, carguysgarage@gmail.com. PM me, DM me, do whatever you need to do to get a hold of me, and I will do my best to answer them, because that's what these videos are for. I ramble a little bit, but I also give you guys information that I've learned that, you know what, if it's wrong, let me know. But, yeah, that's all. So if you guys want a carbon fiber e-brake handle, head on over to carguysgarage.com. If you want a beautiful shift knob, same thing. You'll see them there. This is my stainless steel sphere, and this is my burnt finish. It's not on the website yet, but it will be soon. All right, guys? So thank you very much. Thank you for all the support, all the love, all the comments, everything. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and till next time, thank you so much.